Bliss is getting cold feet. Brett's family is awesome. Kwame's family is awesome. Chelsea is getting red flags bouncing off her forehead. She don't care. And then Micah's drunk friend that turned sober is clearly drunk again. Let's talk about it, y'all. So, welcome back to my channel, Tammy Talks. Love is Blind, Season 4, Episode 11. You are overpriced. If you're brand new to my channel, I break down TV shows, one recap at a time. If you are coming back for a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, because we are on episode 11th time, and you have not yet subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Thumbs up the video if you enjoy it. Let's get into it. So as usual, Kwame and Chelsea start off the episode in argument. They argue. They have a disagreement. They have a difference of opinion. They have a something every single episode. The red flags are bouncing off of Chelsea's forehead, popping her, just popping her in the mouth, and she is still ignoring them. Now Kwame does not want Chelsea to take his last name until he talks to his mom, gets her opinion on it, gets her stamp of approval, then he will give it to her. He said it is not fair to his mom, who has raised him for 32 years, for him to throw her opinion out the window. Kwame, look. I know what you're saying, but you are making excuses at this point. You're making excuses, because if you really wanted to know your mom's opinion and you felt like you needed to get your mom's blessing, you would have did all of that before you signed up for this show. But whatever. So Kwame is just telling her how their first 2 years are going to be hard. You know, the first year is going to be the hardest. She's like, no, it'll be great. I don't know if Chelsea has just delusions of grandeur or what it is about her, but I feel like Chelsea is just living in like a fairy tale land. Like, I don't know what it is about Chelsea, but I feel like she is living in just a fairy tale land. Like, she's gonna have a very, 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 very hard time when Kwame says I don't. So she said that, you know, he's just trying to make things worse than they are and they'll be great. He is doing everything he can to push her away, and is seemingly pulling her closer. Seemingly pulling her closer. So then we get Bliss and Zach. So they're hanging out in the pool, and she says she's excited, but she is scared about everything that's going on. I'm sorry, but Bliss's voice is like nails on a chalkboard to me. So she said that she's nervous because his parents were divorced. Her parents got divorced. And, you know, a lot of people say that you kind of follow the path. I'm saying a lot of people say, y'all, before y'all attack me in the comments, a lot of people say and believe that you follow the path that your parents followed in marriage. So if your parents are divorced and you marry somebody else's whose parents are divorced, you have a very greater chance of your parents or of you and your marriage not working. Do I believe that? I don't necessarily. Do I know people who have kind of followed the same path that, you know, their parents have? Yes. Do I think that makes me hopeful, since my parents are still married, that when I do get married, I will, you know, stay married? Yes. But, you know, I don't know what it is statistically. But that's nerve-wracking to her. So Zach is like, you know, the scenario was crazy, but our love and connection is real. He said, we just have to take a leap of faith. He then goes on to say that I committed to marrying you, so I'm going to. He said, because I don't commit, and then he said, if I do not commit to something, then I'm not going to make a decision. So Bliss is like, I kind of question your impulsiveness with that. And I think that's a fair assessment by Bliss. And it's not because I hate Zach, like some of y'all are going to say, but I think that's a very fair assessment. So she's telling him, like, you don't, just because you commit to something doesn't mean you have to see it through. I want you to be married to me because you want to be married, not because you committed to it so you feel like you have to go through with it. And I feel like that is why Zach went on through with this with Irina. You committed to proposing to Irina, so you felt the need to see it through. Bliss is explaining it perfectly. And Zach is like, no, if I wasn't here, I wouldn't be committed. It's like Zach is ignoring everything that she's saying because he wants her to like get on board. Honestly, it just seems like Zach feels like I signed up for this process to come get a wife, and damn it, I'm leaving with a wife. Like it feels like Zach like disregards her feelings at a lot of times. You know what I mean? And I've said this before. I pointed it out that we've seen Bliss bring up how, things have affected her within their relationship. And a lot of times we see Zach rolling his eyes or he's just like, oh, get over it. Like, that's not, like, if he keeps that up with their marriage, it's not going to work. On top of the fact that Zach is a person that internalizes so much and it projects onto other people how he thinks they're going to feel about him. I know y'all wrote in the comments saying that pedigree and all that type of stuff matters when it comes to people, and yeah, it does. But I feel like that a lot of that goes into account when somebody is super wealthy. So Beyonce and Blue, they're not going to let Blue marry somebody that is a regular Joe Schmo from the streets. North is not going to marry a man that, isn't in the same echelon, the same pedigree, wealth class that she is in. Excuse me, saying for like Sir and some of the other celebrity boys. They are not going to, like Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon's, well, that might be a bad example because Nick got kids all over the place. But like some of these sons that we're seeing, they are not going to just let their sons or be okay with their sons marrying somebody that's not considered, the top 1% like they are. But I think for just the average person, like a lot of these people are on this show, maybe upper class, upper middle class, they're not, like, it's not that big of a deal. I understand it happens. I think it's silly for Zach to be this. And I'm not taking away from his feelings. Let me not say silly. I don't understand why Zach is putting all this pressure on himself when, like, you're a lawyer, you have a good job, you look clean, like there's nothing for you to be this worried about. But this issue here, where Zach feels like because he commits to make a decision, he has to see it through. That's the only reason that he is like trying to like ignoring all the red signs, ignoring all the red flags, ignoring so much other like what's the word I'm looking for? Ignoring so many other things that are involved in their union because he's committed to a decision. Like, I don't know, y'all. Bliss has valid feelings, but again, Bliss, you got yourself this far. You ignored all common sense. You ignored all these different things because you want to get married that damn bad, Bliss. You want to get married. Marshall is available. Marshall just got available. Just got available. It's opened up. He just got available. So we get down to meeting Brett's family. Love his dad, love his brother. Talk about thick hair. Ooh, his hair looked beautiful. So they're meeting Brett's dad and brother. Brett said that his dad has not been on a plane since before he was born. He was like, we're talking the 80s. So the fact that his brother and his dad hopped on the plane so willingly to come out there to meet her, great. We love to see it. We love to see it. So his father was like, how much did he pay you to come on here and be his girlfriend? I said, ooh, and we got a sense of humor. So he said, Tiffany is saying that Brett grounds her. He doesn't judge her. He balances her out, when she's feeling away, when she's stressed, when she's down. He is her center. Like, she gravitates towards him. He's always there with open arms. So her brother asks, how did you grow up? Lord, Zach would have lost his shit. He got asked that, wouldn't he? So he asked, how did you grow up? Upper, low, middle class? And Tiffany was like, my parents worked hard to provide a good life for us. Great answer. Golf clap. Excellent answer. Because that tells you, don't really be in my business like that. Not for real, for real. But it tells you I didn't grow up poor. I had a good life. That's really all that matters. So she said to her parents, I'm sorry. So his father said that he cannot wait to meet her parents because that's what you want. You want to build that relationship with them. I remember when before my brother proposed, to his now wife, we met, like, we integrated with her family. So my parents met her parents. Um, like, you want to have that good rapport, and like, we don't even live in the same state as them. I'm in Wisconsin, my brother lives in Nashville, so we don't even know, like, we're not around them a lot, but you want to have that good rapport. Like, they've been up to Wisconsin, you know what I mean? So like, you want to have that, and the fact that her father like even brought that up is really good to see. So they talk about how in their family, the Brown family, Brett Brown, that they don't express love with words, but they are very close. So like, they're not a big huggy family. He said they dap it up a lot. I come from a huggy family. Anytime I go by and see my mom, I see my mom a couple times a week. She hugs me each and every time I walk out that door. So like, I come from a family that's huge on hugs, but he said that they don't show their love that way, but you can tell how much they love Brad, how proud of him they are. So his brother was like, "You approve of my hair?" She said, "I want everybody to be who they are. I love your hair." Tiffany made a great impression. Then we get Micah and Paul. Paul is packing up to leave. You know, they kind of separate before the wedding day. Micah's gonna stay in the shared house. She's always talking about his clothes. She don't like his little tank top. She don't like his shirt. She's talking about how he only has one shirt in each color. Girl, just either restyle him completely or let that man dress how he wants to. Let's not act like you be out here stunning on the girls, Micah, okay? So they then, Paul talks about how they cannot go 15 minutes without saying that they miss each other. Oh, they're just so in love. Woo, child. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. So we get to the Bachelor and Bachelorette parties. So the guys are at a burlesque bar. Paul said he's not into it. He's like, "I don't judge. My mom's a stripper." We know, Paul. You say it. I mean, Zach. You say it every single chance you get. Your mom is a stripper. It seems like it bothers you more than it bothers anybody else. It bothers you more than it bothers anybody else. If somebody tell me, my mom was a stripper, I say, "Oh, word? Okay. Who cares?" We watch a whole show called P Valley that was like one of the best shows on TV. You know what those people are on there? Strippers. We don't care. Trust me, we don't care, Paul. I keep calling Paul. Trust me, we don't care, Zach. So Kwame is in his confessional and was like, "You know what, Seattle? You're overpriced. You're like Lamar Odom with Michael Jordan prices. It's not that great here. Boy, bye. You doing a lot. You doing a lot. You're doing a lot. Going somewhere." Zach then tells his friends how he connected with Bliss over their wedding song in the aisle, yet you still proposed to Irina. Ain't that some shit? You connected, you had all these freaky, wild connections with Bliss, but you still proposed to Irina. Wild, right? So we at the girls' party and they are up there dancing, okay? Everybody's dancing like they're strippers and whatnot. Chelsea's too loud for me. Tiffany was like, "She's always loud." Right. She's always loud. Chelsea is too loud for me. But Chelsea's telling her friends how she hasn't met or even talked to his mom and she won't be at the wedding. And that kind of makes Kwame sad. She feels sad for him, but she's committed to seeing him through. I said, Bliss is in her confessional saying that she feels ready for marriage, but she does not know if she's ready for marriage with Zach. Bliss, I have no words, sis. I have said all I can say about you and Zach. I'm all worded out for this video at least. So we then see Micah talking with her friend. Shelby's ass is back. And Micah drunkenly calls Paul, "How much you love me? How much you love me?" Paul was like, "The fuck is going on here? I can't hear you. It's loud." Shelby comes over. "Hi, Paul." I said, "Girl, get the fuck. Go on somewhere, Shelby. Go on somewhere, Shelby, with your hating ass." So then Shelby is like, "I still feel a way about this. He's not the right one for you." But damn, Shelby, who was for you? Who do you have at home? What's T, Shelby? Like, I'm so sick of Shelby, y'all. Like, you just sat up in her face when she was getting her wedding dress and told her how beautiful she looked and how you supported her and how Paul is great. Now that you done got a little liquid courage in you, now you back to being a hater. Shelby, do not come to this wedding and cause no shit. Okay? Don't. Don't. But it also makes me think, Micah, are you telling Shelby about how you feel about Kwame? Something is not right. Excuse me, something's not right with Shelby. It's not. I know y'all been saying Shelby might be in love with Micah. I don't know what it is, but Shelby is blowing me and getting on my last. Absolute last. Don't want to see you no more, Shelby, at all. So then Micah is like in her confessional, I'm sick of telling people how perfect we are for each other, how great he is, blah, blah, blah. I don't think you really mean that. I think you're trying to convince yourself of that. Micah then tells them, I'm in love with him. I think he is the perfect man for me in this moment. I need you to support me. That's it. That's all. Don't say nothing else to Shelby about it. If you can't bring your ass and support her the way that you should as a friend, stay your ass at home. But Shelby wants to be on television. Shelby wants to be on TV. So then we get the crown jewel of the show. Kwame's siblings are so lovely. Before this, we get the montage of like, Chelsea getting dressed. She looked gorgeous. We'll say that. Chelsea looked really, really pretty. Chelsea getting dressed, Kwame getting dressed, yada, yada, yada. So Kwame's siblings come in to support him. His wife is beautiful. His brother clearly took all the looks because his brother is very handsome. His brother is very handsome. Kwame's missing side tooth was very much on display for me this episode. I've been trying to ignore it, but you got to tell the camera to get on your good side. Your good side, Kwame. So his siblings are super supportive. They're joking and laughing. They're telling him that, like, we're here for you. We support you. That's why we're here. They're excited. They're joking about, like, mommy mad at you, bro. So now I can get you up out the wheel. I can get your part of the inheritance. It was a cute, cute scene. But they also tell him and remind him, even though mommy is your best friend and, you don't want to disappoint her, you have to live your life for yourself. Mommy is mommy and she's going to be mommy. She's never going to forsake you. You're not going to get disowned or kicked out the family, but you have to do what is best for you. They were like, and dad is excited and he supports you. He's like, dad knows? Do you not talk to your father? What's going on, Kwame? Why didn't the brother and sister meet Chelsea? Do y'all know? Do they not live in Seattle or Portland? Where's Kwame from? Where does Kwame live? I mean, where's Kwame from? Now he lives in Portland. Where does Kwame live? I have a lot of questions about why he didn't introduce his siblings to her. Let's be real. Chelsea hasn't met anything, not even one of Kwame's little soccer friends. But okay. So we get this scene where Kwame's sister, what's her name, Barbara? I don't want to put that on her. Kwame's sister goes to Chelsea and gives her this pink purse that has like kente cloth on the front. She's like, here's your something new, your something blue. This is from, our heritage. You know what kente is? Okay. This is kente cloth. This has come from the village. Like, it was a very, very, very sweet moment. It was. It shows how stand up of a woman that Kwame's sister is, that she is willing to fill in for him and like kind of be his mother figure, be the female presence that he needs to represent him with Chelsea's family, and just to be there for him, by his side throughout this whole ordeal. So then we get to the altar. So Kwame is extremely nervous as he's getting ready to walk down the aisle. Chelsea's father is like, you're going to be beautiful. You're going to be a beautiful bride. Everything is great. Chelsea gives very, very, very nice vows. She wrote hers down. Kwame's, I'm going to do this top of the dome. But Kwame's vows were really, really good too. They were beautiful. Chelsea says, I do. And y'all, we don't know what Kwame says. You know how Netflix like to play. But we don't know what Kwame says. But I really don't think he's going to say yes. I don't. And I really wish that Chelsea wouldn't. Just because this man clearly he don't like you. You have not met anybody in his life. You haven't met anybody in his life. Have you talked to his brother and sister even on the phone? He hasn't told his dad. He had like the people that he's even bringing are just people from the pods. Let's talk about it, y'all. I will catch y'all in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it. Let's chat.